The story I'm going to share with you today is called Something Beautiful. And the story is told from the point of view of the little girl you see sitting there in the picture. So this is her story, and it's all about finding something beautiful. When I look through my window, I see a brick wall. There is trash in the courtyard and a broken bottle that looks like fallen stars. There's writing in the halls of my building, and on the front door, someone has put the word die. So what type of things is the little girl seeing? I mean, she must live in a place that's just not like really nice outside. Think about what you have around you where you live. When I walk past a lady whose home is a big cardboard carton, she sleeps on the sidewalk, wrapped up in plastic. I run past a dark alley where Mommy told me I must never stop. Behind a fence, there's a garden without any flowers. Mommy said that everyone should have something beautiful in their life. Where is my something beautiful? The teacher taught me a word in school. I wrote it in my book. Beautiful. Beautiful. I think it means something that when you have it, your heart is happy. I go to Miss Delphine's diner. Hi there, Sugar Pie, says Miss Delphine. What are you up to? I'm looking for something beautiful, I tell her. Sit down for a minute, she says as she goes to the grill. She puts on fish. The fish sizzles. Miss Delphine makes it into a sandwich. There's nothing more beautiful tasting than my fried fish sandwiches, she tells me. My teeth sink in. This is good. When I go back outside, I see some of my friends. Do you have something beautiful? I ask them. I have my jump rope, says Sybil. I have my beads, says Rebecca. Check out my new shoes, says Jamal. So all these people are telling the girl a lot of different things that are beautiful to them. So be thinking about that. My fruit store is one beautiful store, says Mr. Lee. You do have nice apples, I say. Thank you, Mr. Lee, says Mr. Lee. Take one. Watch my moves, says Mark, playing ball in the playground. Hear my sounds, says Georgina, dancing on the sidewalk. Touch this smooth stone, says old Mr. Sims, sitting on his front steps. All these years, I have carried it in my pocket. So what happens each time the girl asks someone what their something beautiful is? How do you think this is helping her to find beauty? Through the big window in the laundrette, I see Aunt Caroline holding baby Carl. And where are you off to, little miss? She asks me. I'm looking for something beautiful, I say. She hands me Carl and folds up the clothes. I tickle Carl and he giggles. He makes me giggle too. My baby's laugh is something beautiful, says Aunt Caroline. I go back home and sit down on my stoop. I want to stop and think about that word right there. What do you think a stoop is by looking at the picture? I think it's the steps in front of her house, leading up to her house. That's the stoop. I go back home and sit down on my stoop. I look at the trash in my courtyard. I see the word die on my door. What do you think the little girl's going to do? What do you think? How do you think she feels about the courtyard, the area around where she lives? What might she do? I go upstairs and get a broom and a sponge and some water. I pick up the trash. I sweep up the glass. I scrub the door very hard. When dye disappears, I feel powerful. Someday, I'll plant flowers in my courtyard. I'll invite all my friends to see. I will give a real home and a real bed to the lady who sleeps in a cardboard carton. She will sing and I will hear her song. Mommy comes home from work. She gives me a great big hug. Do you have something beautiful? I ask her. Of course, she says. I have you. This story, in the back of sometimes in books, you have something called author's note. So this is something that the author wrote in the back of this text. It tells a little bit how she came about with this story. When I was 8 years old, I asked my mother, whose name was Yvonne, for something beautiful. She gave me one of her wedding gifts, a small white china pitcher with a golden handle and a golden rose embossed on it. I put the pitcher on my windowsill so I wouldn't have to look at the alley outside. I called the pitcher my something beautiful. When Mommy gave me the gift, she cautioned me not to forget that I already had something even more beautiful. The something beautiful I had inside. I still have the little pitcher. I keep it next to my bed. It helps keep alive the memory of childhood and my mother's love. So I was thinking a lot of things as I was reading this story. One thing is I was making some connections between this story and some of the Patricia Polacco books that we read about how the author took things that happened in her life and people that she met and turned them into a story. It kind of helps give us a lesson too, doesn't it? What do you think the author's secret message might be for this story? I want you to think about that. And you're going to go on to a discussion next. And I want you to post in the discussion something that is beautiful to you and why it's beautiful to you. And we're going to write at least 3 sentences about that something beautiful. And if you want to take a picture of it, if you can, take a picture of it. And remember, in the story, something beautiful to all the different people, it wasn't necessarily something that someone else thought was wonderful, but it was special and it was important to them.